Hi, my Cancers. Welcome to your November zodiac sign reading. I'm Christine. If you're new here, welcome. It's great to have you be a part of this community, this channel. And if you are returning, it's great to see you again. I don't know why I said that so slowly. A few things to keep in mind as I shuffle. Always trust your intuition and follow it. Practice discernment and know that if something doesn't resonate, just leave it, because I'm reading for the collective. Cancer community here, so there's a lot of Cancers. But we're going to tap in, use Oracle and Tarot cards and see what is happening, what to be aware of. So let's dive in. What does the universe want my Cancers to know, please, for November? What do my Cancers need to be aware of? Oh, something turned. We got Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. Bottom of the deck. My eyes just started kind of burning. Okay. Share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution. Expression. Ooh, my eyes are burning. I feel like some of you are in hermit energy at this time. But also there's a level of self-protection, of hiding yourself out. Like you are definitely in your crab state, in your home, in your little bubble. Comfortable, safe, warm. But you're being called. I'm strongly getting, some of you may have your destiny, your North Node. What you're here to do may be in an air sign. Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, especially Gemini I'm getting. You may have third house for your North Node. You may have Aries or a fire placement. I'm getting Aries and Sag too. There's something about you having to be out. And I feel like this may be something you are struggling with. Perhaps you're being called and you're feeling a tension, a pull of staying in your comfort zone, but realizing that whatever you're doing to kind of keep yourself, I wouldn't say dim your light, but it's almost keep yourself comfortable in your comfort zone and continue doing the same thing, it's not resonating anymore. There's some type of action change that's happening right now. Come out of the cave. Persecution. Expression. It's time. There's a gift. There's something that you are being called to share. Some of you may be feeling called to start YouTube channels, blogs, maybe to start an Instagram account, TikTok, the bird one, Twitter. Get yourself more on social media. Something about, I'm getting like 10th house energy, public facing, like media, talking, writing, expressing yourself, sharing your gifts, because I feel like there's a lot of wisdom to share as well. Aquarius got a similar energy about sharing. So some of you may have major placements or a lot of Aquarius in your chart. There's fear here. Perhaps in a past life you were persecuted for speaking out. You may have a Chiron in Gemini, Virgo, right? A Mercury ruled sign, or in the third house. There may be, you may feel like you don't know how to speak in a public way, or you feel like I'm not good with public speaking or sharing my ideas. There may be some type of blockage there with your throat chakra. And I feel like in November, this is coming to your awareness because you're being nudged. For some of you, depending on your situation, because I'm getting with some careers and jobs, some of you may be pushed, especially if your nodal return. Check out where your North Node, what your North Node is, if you haven't already figured that out in your natal chart. So you could look at the sign it's in and the house, because you're going to get a lot more clarity. I feel like for those that are tapping in, if you're around your mid to late 30s, around 36 to 38, that's when your second return comes, your nodal return. So you may just be feeling a push. You're like, it's time. Like, you're getting a lot of signs. And sometimes when we do not listen, the universe comes in and we have an eclipse that just occurred earlier today. Actually, I'm filming this. It's almost midnight here. And so, wow, more than 12 hours ago, we had an eclipse here where I was at, right? The total lunar eclipse, full moon in Taurus. So there's a lot of changes coming, and Taurus deals with 8th house, with things with 8th house matters, but also with physical stability, anything around our resources, our career as well, things that we may be fearing. Everyone is getting the call right now. A lot of these messages are about the same, like stepping into your true path, because that's what the eclipse or eclipses do. They realign us back on path. It's almost like when we get off course when we're driving, and thank goodness we have GPS now because we don't have to use the atlas, right? It's like an alert, you know, usually there's a voice or we'll see it on the screen reminding us or letting us know, hey, you veered off course, you got to get back on. And this is the universe's way of telling you this. You may be getting nudges, inklings, signs, and just feelings, and you're realizing like, uh-oh, it's time. Because usually there's a dissonance. Some of you, I got Starseed. Granted, this is the Light Your Way, Light Your Oracle. It's by Rebecca Campbell. It's not the Starseed deck. It's the Light Your something deck, which I completely forgot. But this person's dress or shirt is sparkling, like the cosmos. So I feel like you are getting downloads. Pay attention to your intuition, perhaps your dreams. I feel like you are receiving messages about this already. Okay, let's see what else the universe wants you all to know for for November. I felt that. I felt the cards go and they dropped. One sec. We got two. We got Aries. We got 4th house. You guys, your house came. Okay. We got conjunction, empowerment. Look at this. Okay. Let's start with Aries, the fire starter. Active, self-starting, daring, fierce, assertive, fiery or fury, exhilarating, innocent, on a mission, bossy, driving, sparky. Sparky? I haven't heard that. Courageous, selfish, macho, impulsive, argumentative, competitive. This is definitely, I'm getting this vibe. We have 4th house. This is your ruling house, my Cancers. Roots, family, home, background, comfort, cooking, inner world, real estate, shelter, self-care, rejuvenation, habits, and shell. Some of you may have Aries in your 4th house, and we have conjunction, or you may have Aries conjuncting your 4th house. Combines with, enhances, strengthens, joins forces with, activates, intensifies, authorizes, allies with, concentrates, saturates, overwhelms, overrides. So this is an astrological aspect, a conjunction. Usually we have these with other planets, and they usually lead to, again, like greater force, greater empowerment depending on the planet. I'll just say Aries is not at home in the 4th house. Aries wants to be out of the house. Aries wants to be out and about, very independent, willing to try new things, willing to take, you know, literally a fool's journey, right? It doesn't have to be travel. But the 4th house is total opposite energy. So if you have that, I feel like it could be your North Node. You could have Aries in your North Node. I'm getting a lot of North Node energy for you. It could also be with your Chiron, because something about communication, there's a fear there coming up. But I definitely feel like you are being called to step into this. It's time to leave your 4th house, your abode. Not permanently, but you got to put yourself out there. And you're really being called to stretch your bubble. Because literally, this is going to empower you. This is going to, I feel like, help you step into what it is that you're here to do. Some of you have connections to Egypt. We got the Egyptian pyramids. Whether they're the pyramids of Giza, I know there's a lot of pyramids. Or Egypt, you may have a past life or resonate a lot with mythology or with any of the gods. Hathor, Isis. We've got a few, and I'm going blank now. There's quite a few. Osiris. You may have a strong connection to Egypt, past life or present. What else do my Pisces need to know, please, for November? What messages, what guidance? Whoa. Okay, I thought a bunch fell. We had one. Okay, you got one turned over. Another one. Okay, you got 3 cards. Okay, your first card. Finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. Some of you are ignoring your intuition at this time, which is funny because intuition, you all are very intuitive and your intuition is innate. It could be because of fear and you're blocking it. We have a narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully. And then we have gates of triumph, success expands in your life. I'm getting a lot of North Node energy for you all. There's a need for you to connect to yourself right now because I feel like there's a disconnection happening. Some of you because of fear, because of confusion, maybe lack of clarity, maybe exhaustion or mental burnout, you're disconnected from yourself. Perhaps this is an invitation, a call, a poke in your bubble to really tap into self-care at this time, rest and nurture yourself so that you can tune into the messages that are being delivered because they're coming. But you see the clouds coming in, it's almost like it's getting foggy. They're getting lost. The messages are kind of getting hampered by and with the clouds. It can't be delivered clearly if we've got that problem. Look, you've got a lot of fog here. So I feel like there may be confusion or lack of clarity right now in your path, in your life. Especially with this call. And it's not going to resonate for everyone. Don't make any rash decisions because I feel like, especially with the eclipse energies, I'll just say you may have like an Aries type of energy, like a Fool card type of energy where you're like, I'm just going to quit my job and go travel the world or do this or do that. And it may be super impetuous, super fast, quick without thinking. No, you're being guided to be a little bit more prudent. Slow and steady. Take it easy. Don't rush anything. Allow your intuition to lead you step by step because that's where the answers are. I feel as soon as you connect and you start getting the messages and you take that very first step, it doesn't have to be big at all. You're going to start seeing almost like the lights come on and you're going to be like, wow, this feels really good. And you're going to just keep taking step after step and it's going to be very expansive for you. Again, like a source of empowerment, because when you step into something, just imagine and think when you've done things in your life that have felt really good and amazing and you lost yourself, you didn't even think about the time or that it was work or anything, especially if it's something you really love, like a pastime or a hobby, and you just lose yourself in that creative flow, that already is a form of success. And because you're very in touch with who you are, with that flow state of being driven by what lights you up, what brings you joy and happiness, and also too where your innate skills and wisdom are able to contribute, right? Okay, let's continue. We're tapping into the self-love oracle. Let's see what other messages the universe has for my Cancers, please. What do they need to know or be aware of for November? Okie dokes. Ooh. Okay, you got 2 cards that fell, but there's one that flipped. At the bottom of the deck, what you don't know, what's hidden. Move quickly, even though it says tread thoughtfully. So I feel like this is talking about inspired action and not making any haste decisions. But once you do feel like something is right, act. Take on that Aries energy and just act on it. Okay, your first card we got is 5, dance. Change is not possible without movement. And movement is everywhere in the universe. You are invited to join the dance. So there is definitely a change coming for you. Perhaps that's why there's a sense of retreating here. We got the 4th house and we got finding sanctuary. But I feel like it speaks more to connecting to yourself. This is, again, I keep getting a lot of feminine energy in all these readings. Whenever we tap into our intuition, you know, tapping into some type of creative flow, because that's when we're very receptive and open. We also have 37, mourn. Grieving can be overwhelming but necessary. We are cleansed by letting our feelings wash through us. Only then can we move past the pain. I feel like a lot of this may be repressed too from past life, because I feel like, again, this is something with your throat chakra, expression, speaking your truth, assertive communication, and simply talking. I feel like you may have experienced perhaps bullying in this lifetime. Maybe you dealt with a speech impediment, or you speak differently, or you pronounce things differently, or perhaps you maybe have Tourette's, and you, again, enunciate or speak differently. There's something here where I feel there's trauma related to your mouth, to speaking, to your throat. I'm getting this energy here. And so I feel like this could be from a past life. It could also be from this lifetime as well, and ancestral. So this is coming up for acknowledgement right now, because there's a lot of creative energy hidden here. And I feel like you're like protecting yourself and not wanting to come out, wanting it to come out. But right now, there's a lot of energy that you're being called to step out. And the thing is, it's scary because of the fears that hold us back. But you're being guided with the universe, saying that this is going to lead to so much expansion for you, growth. We have 19, pay it forward. Be the answer to someone else's prayer. Helping others can be the quickest way to help ourselves. Yeah, I feel like many of you are going to be in this role. I'm not saying especially if you don't want to be, be an empowerment speaker. What are those speakers called that go on stage, like a motivational speaker? But I feel definitely like your words are going to be very healing and soothing for others. Again, counselor, mentor, therapist. 2 other signs got this too. Coach, advisor, something with words. It doesn't have to be vocal, but it could be written as well, or through video, or some type of way where you relate to people. And I feel like your words are going to have a profound effect. They're going to really help people because of the experiences that you've overcome. Let's take a look to see what other messages the tarot has now. What else do my Cancers need to know at this time, please, in November? What do they need to be aware of? What do they need to know? Okay. Thank you. I know a card flipped because I felt it. Okay. 6 of discs. I feel like this speaks to, with the 6 of discs, it's tending to, we usually get this with the 6 of cups, but I'm getting it with the 6 of discs. This is Earth, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, tending to your inner child, but it's more about receiving. Some of you have difficulty receiving. You're overgivers, which again is a trait of Cancers. You're very nurturing, giving, you love taking care of others, and being of service, and very affectionate, right? You're denoted as the mother of the zodiac. But I feel like this is something what's hidden from you. I feel like you're going to be learning by sharing your voice. It's a way of receiving too. There's something about receiving, like a balancing here. Okay, we have the Star card, Aquarius energy. Queen of Cups. Cancers, you came out in full throne. 4 of Cups, more water energy. And the 5 of Swords, and then we have the 7 of Swords. Something about communication here. So there is definitely, I feel, a healing going on. Especially, I feel like it's being highlighted here. This is around taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself. I feel like Again, there's like a disconnect. Because again, with the focus on finding sanctuary here, opening to your spiritual source, I feel like many of you may have maybe not been consistent with your self-care practice, self-love. Maybe you've been working extra and you haven't been able to really nurture yourself in the way that you wanted to. Because this is really being highlighted here. It's time to pour into you completely, because you, Cancer, represents complete ownership of your emotions, of caring for yourself, of loving yourself. You pour into yourself first before others. And it's super important to do that, because then you're at your all-time highest in terms of your intuition, in terms of feeling good, loving good, and spreading that. Because that's going to allow you to pay it forward, to serve others. But some of you are in this state where, wait a minute, we actually need to take care of me right now. So you're being called, especially if you're healing, because I'm getting healing energy. One pathway forward towards healing is self-care, making sure you have enough rest, sleep, you're eating well, whatever it is you need, because it's going to be different for each one of you, but identify what it is that you're feeling and what is contributing to that. More than likely, I'm getting rest, rejuvenation, and ability to disconnect from doing, like work. We also have here Seven of Swords, Five of Swords, and Seven of Swords. And so again, with this energy, I feel like you may have dealt in the past with deception. Maybe with lack of clarity, but I feel like it's deception. It's like mental strain, stress. But I feel like you've overcome this, because this is speaking to a victory here. I feel like you've encountered a lot. And this to me, again, speaks with your voice, sharing your voice, your truth. And I feel like with communication and with your mental state, I feel like you've just experienced a lot of challenges and you've overcome them, look, one by one, and you're standing strong. But I feel like there's still this innate fear. I haven't done this for anyone else, but we are going to clarify, because I want to clarify the Seven of Swords, because I'm still feeling fear. And I'm getting, perhaps it's tied to not nurturing yourself enough, because I feel like many of you are really, really busy, especially with work. You may have started a lot of things and it's taking up a lot of your time, and it's like you're not feeling the way that you want to. Can we clarify the Seven of Swords, please? Okay, hold on. Clarifying the Seven of Swords is the Four of Swords. So yeah, there is mental, I feel like your mental state is overburdened, and I know there's a different way to say it that's so much more simpler and it's not coming to mind. You're just burnt out, I feel, mentally, stressed out. You may be thinking a lot. Your moon sign could be in an air sign, because I feel like you're very much in your head in a logical way. You're in your head instead of your body. So I feel like you're overthinking things. It's like the point of just being done. You know, when you overthink things to death, literally, and you're just like, my brain is literally fried. That's what a lot of people say. It's, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. This is the energy. So again, this is really pointing to Four of Cup energies. It's time to retreat and take care, mind, body, soul, because you've overcome a lot. Okay. Let's continue on. So there's a focal point here of you taking care of yourself, but also balancing that, because I feel like many of you are healing at this time. Let's take a look at what shadows to be aware of, what shadow aspects and traits to be aware of, and what to release. I feel like for many of you, intuitively, I'm getting, there's a fear of being seen, not just being heard. What do my Cancers need to know, please, for November? What do they need to release or be aware of? Thank you. Got one. I thought another card turned. I guess just one did. Okay. So we got Naked Before the Stars, 18. I definitely feel like this has to do with unveiling yourself to the world. It's just being seen. Some of you have a fear of being seen, of being judged. It could be because you don't feel worthy. You were shamed, perhaps for communicating the way you did, or you weren't allowed to communicate for the way that you are. There's something here where there's a disconnect. It's almost like you're afraid of showing the real you to the world. And some of you may have kept that hidden away for a long time. Okay, we have accepting our own beauty in size, color, age, and fat. There is no perfection that is worth enough. There is imperfection as proud as the heavens. What do you see when we look in a mirror? Do we see something we like or something we dislike? Something we care or something we are a slave of? What do we compare ourselves to? To the stars of a media firmament? I think this is a typo. To the stars of a media firmament leaking into our real life? To the social models? To the beauty queens and kings of the eternal pageant? To our inner self? To the idea we had when we were younger? To the eyes of the people loving us? I wonder what feelings the words cute, curvy, chubby, fatty, rounded arouse within us. If a smile or distaste or recognition? The quest for beauty is not an empty nest. Even if beauty is not as deep as the ocean, still when we shine, our world becomes brighter. But we will always be, sorry, there's typos in this little booklet, but we will always feel naked in front of the stars. It's interesting because we have the star card here as well, which speaks to healing, but also dreams, manifestations, hope. We should just learn not to blush and stand proudly. This is about acceptance, accepting who you truly are and not comparing yourself to others. And I feel, even though this is speaking a lot to the physical aspect, I feel like it speaks to what it is you're here to do, which is express your true, authentic self. Speak from your soul, from your heart. Expression. I'm especially getting Aries energy. Excuse me, I said Aries, but Mercury, communication, third house energy. So I feel like for many of you, this could relate to, again, being seen, like being out in public and being seen, or being out in, whether it's virtual or in public, being seen by others and being connected to whatever expressive motion or platform that you will wish to partake in and, contribute to. So there's something to unwrap here. And again, I feel like it deals with some ancestral trauma, past life trauma, and wounding from early childhood, about being seen. So this is something to journal. What comes up for you? What does it mean to be seen? What fears does it bring up? What does this mean when you share your voice? What kind of fears come up with the idea? Because I feel like many of you want to start maybe YouTube channels. Again, there's something creative here about sharing who you are. And I heard judgment. Shoot, there's a lot of oracle cards coming. Wow. Okay. We got these little oracle cards. These are from Lunette Mercado, Total Divine. She's on Etsy. I got these cards on Etsy, by the way. You got a bunch of, oh my goodness. You got a bunch of little cards. Wait, did I include the title page card? Okay. This was the title of the deck, but this is the name of the deck if you're interested. I need to link them. Okay, first one we got. Vengeful. Find a better way to heal your anger. This negative emotion comes back full circle. So these are some traits, shadows that are coming up for you that could be reflected by others or mirrored or projected onto you. So think about it when you feel particularly vengeful or you feel anger. What's coming up and what is that emotion connected to? Because a lot of it is generally rooted in pain. Greed. You are too attached to things in an excessive way. Nothing good comes out of it. Again, we're in Scorpio season. It's all about letting go of attachments. So there may be something, someone you may need to release. And again, these are aspects not to shame you or judge, because we all have them. it's to simply be aware and be like, okay, well, how can we balance this? How can we bring this into light and simply integrate it? Like, yeah, we got this. Resisting change. You may have aspects of Scorpio in your chart. Ask yourself why you are not wanting to change. Look at the positive side to the changes. I feel like it has to do with this. There's an innate fear here. I feel like fear of being judged. And again, I feel like it stems from trauma. Defensiveness. Hear other people's perspectives and feelings. Shift your focus to them. It's not always about you. I get this with potentially being judged. If you put yourself out there and you may become defensive. Perhaps, again, Cancers are very sensitive to criticism. And so you may feel like it's personal. And so it's helpful to dig deep about this because perhaps you experienced this growing up. You experience people always critiquing you or making fun at you at your expense. And so this is, again, just something. Hi, my Cancers, I'm back. So it looks like I'm having just a lot of electrical tech issues, I should say. As I was saying about defensiveness, I feel like this has to do more than not wanting to hear other people's perspectives. I feel like this is more trigger induced, right? When you're not able to just be seen, be heard for who you are and appreciated. And I feel like that could bring up issues of protecting yourself. So this is something else to simply be aware of and mindful of. Got two more. We got negativity. Let go of the pessimistic attitude. Who got this? Pisces got quite a few of these. So something to consider if you have major Pisces placement, because they got quite a few shadow aspects as well that are similar. Negativity. Let go of the pessimistic attitude. It's getting old. Think of something positive right now. Shift your thinking. And again, this isn't about spiritual bypassing. Recognize that when you are healing, especially here, or grieving and trying to move past things in your life, right? Resolve any trauma, healing, this will naturally change. It doesn't happen overnight. But it's also a clue when you are in such a negative mindset. It's also cluing you into, wait a minute, why do I see the world this way? What is around me? What am I thinking? What am I consuming? Because that has an impact as well. Finally, we have compulsive behaviors. Identify your internal feelings. What are you looking to control or feel for the moment? Again, I got that earlier with control when I mentioned resisting change, control, and attachment. So these are simply shadows for a lot of folks to release, especially with the Scorpio energy, and just to be aware of. That's it for the shadow. We're gonna finish off with 2 oracle cards. And a lot of these I'm going to mention with these shadow traits that come up. Many times we're triggered in situations or by people. And so that'll clue you into, because not everyone is going to be dealing with all of these, right? It'll clue you into what is bothering you and also what to heal, what we still have left to examine and kind of break down. And I definitely suggest keeping a journal as you work through this. Let's get any other messages the universe wishes my Cancers to know at this time, please. We got doubt. I've released the need to know all the answers. I feel like for those that may be wanting to know the answers, it's simply to find comfort. In other words, it's another way to control your path, your situation, to make sure that you're safe and you're protected. And I see that, and I feel that, and I feel like you're being called again to release control, because a lot of what's unfolding for you in November and onward, they're going to happen in micro bits, right? And you're going to have to find a way to trust the process and also trust yourself and know that things are unfolding for you. But this means working through some of these shadows that are coming up and also some healing and releasing things. And let's get a final message from the archangels. Lots of transformation happening. What messages do the archangels have, please, for my Cancers in November? We have a card that stuck out, so I'm going to take it. I generally don't. We got one that came, Seraphim Seraphisa. Relax and open up to source. Keep your heart open. Opening to your spiritual source. You got this twice. I love these synchronicities. So you're being called to reconnect back to source, to divine, to spirit, to your spiritual team, to God. Essentially, to reconnect to yourself. And you are going to tap back into your intuition. You're going to feel a lot more sense of trust, of empowerment, the more you connect to who you are. And that comes in stages. And again, with healing, as you continue evolving, integrating, tapping into things that you enjoy doing, but also listening to the nudges of your soul. And this is where this comes from. Got similar colors, you see that? This is very much solar plexus energy, about self-empowerment, personal power, confidence, and trust, combined with your crown chakra energy. I feel like messages are waiting to come in, but you may be doubting them, not trusting them, and trying to control how things are going to unfold in your life. We got one other card. There it is. Archangel Jophiel. Act with wisdom. Use information for the highest good. I work with her a lot during my Reiki practices on the sacral chakra and also to solar plexus. She is about creativity and beauty as well. I love that you got this card, a lot of yellow. I feel like when you do tap into your intuition, you are going to receive like a download, maybe like a backlog. You will just receive a lot of knowing, a lot of clarity, like poof, like epiphanies. And it's going to give you the realizations that you may have been looking for, that may have been clouded for so long, because there's a lot of fog here. My Cancers, thank you so much for being here. I hope this reading has helped. If it resonated, if it helped in any way or provided any nuggets of assistance, support, please comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, I would love it if you could support me, like give this a thumbs up button, share, subscribe so that others may see this and benefit, and so you can stay tuned to see what else is coming up. Otherwise, I'm wishing you a beautiful November, and I will see you soon. Take care.